So we're clearly living in a very power-hungry world, all right? All of our gadgets and televisions and computers need to be powered. What if we could power these beautiful tech gadgets with bricks? Yes, this is potentially something that can be done, not in the future, but quite literally today. They could have been done this. We could have been doing this 100 years ago, because that's how long this idea has been around for, kind of thing. Let me get around to this in a second, but this is what the article and the web page is from, and this is what the thing actually says. You know, this startup wants to store energy in massive hanging bricks, and it has raised already 100 mil to do this. Now, this is reminding me of something called a gravity light, which was invented maybe 5-10 years ago to help, you know, people in low-income countries like Africa. Some of these countries don't have any source of light whatsoever. And this is the second version of their gravity light, where you kind of pull this thing and it charges. Let me read this to you. You know, pull the cord to generate electricity, never run out of power. You pull the now light cord, and just 1 minute to create, to create up to 2 hours of light or 15 minutes of talk time on your mobile phone. So you can charge your mobile phone with this thing, right? Unbelievable. But this was the first generation, where it's kind of like a cuckoo clock. Now, you guys know cuckoo clocks, right? You basically pull the cord, this big heavy testicle looking thing. God, this video's gone bad already. I hope if you're a male, I hope your testicles don't look like this, because if they do, you've got a serious fucking problem, right? But, you know, this huge, penis looking thing, probably that should be my first thought. Clearly, these big penis looking things, you pull the cord behind it, and it lifts the penis thing, the big heavy thing up, right? And using gravity, it slowly comes down after 24 hours, right, to the very bottom, which is how cuckoo clocks work, right? Now, like I said, this technology has been around for a while, and I think it's really, really interesting. Now, look, another way to store electricity is through flywheel technology. We're not going to talk about that in today's video, but basically using an extremely, fast spinning wheel, we can then slowly decelerate that wheel and get the electricity from that energy, right? Interesting. So let's read on this right now from this website, blah, blah, blah. And this is what it looks like. Please build this, because if you build it, they will come. Field of Dreams? It's a Kevin Costner movie. Never mind. Energy storage for the near future is a big ask. However, there's always however. There is a startup in the US that has managed to get itself a massive investment for pursuing power storage, right? Now, the idea is bold. It would use giant hanging bricks and drop them when more power is needed. All right. The startup Energy Vault announced that it had already raised 100 mil in a Series C funding. The company will use the money to help deploy its brick dropping platform across the US, Middle East, Europe, and good old Australia. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Hell yeah. Struth. I'm going to stop now, but yeah, that's what we do in Australia, believe it or not. We're basically a bunch of savages. We're a bunch of savages, everybody. This is groundbreaking. This is a groundbreaking idea, all right, in the history of energy storage. Not a new idea, though. And the way it works is quite simple. 35 metric ton bricks are lifted to a 35 tall story tower, all right? Now, during low energy requirements, the bricks are raised up to the tower using excess power, using excess energy, right, from the grid. Now, when energy requirements are relatively high on the grid, the bricks are dropped to the ground and the kinetic energy is captured in a generator that can be used on a strained power grid. Now, usually in the mornings, wherever you are in a civilized country, right, we get up in the morning, go to work. A lot of people are using power at that time in the morning. People come back home after the day's finished, kind of thing. People are cooking things. People are using the toasters, turning lights on, flushing the toilet. What does the toilet being flushed have to do with this? God knows, I don't know, but I'm sure people are doing that too, right? But yeah, all this energy is getting used at those specific times, right? So it makes more sense to put a bit more energy back into the grid during those very useful times. Does that make any sense? Am I saying it right? I don't know. Energy Vault has developed, there we go, gravity and kinetic energy-based long-duration energy storage solutions inspired by pumping hydro plants that rely on gravity and the movement of water to generate power. That was a big tongue twister, that one. It is a greener way to store extra energy for times when demand is high, such as the mornings and the evenings. Now, this is another photo of what this thing actually looks like. Like I said, please build this. If you build it, they will come, right? Investors will come and cities will be less strained with power. Now, I'm not going to show you this today, but there was this famous thing where Elon Musk ended up building the world's biggest power battery in South Australia, where I live, right? In SA, right? I live in Sydney, but Australia where I live, right? Yeah, this thing in South Australia now helps the power grid stay afloat, right? Like I said, during those really energy intensive times where everyone's using power at those specific times, the battery that has gathered energy during the low times is then slowly dumping the electricity back into the grid, right? Helping South Australia have no more blackouts, because that was one of the reasons they did this, right? Blackouts were a huge problem in SA. But anyway, look at this thing. The company completed the commercial scale development of the energy storage system in 2020 and launched its new platform, EVX, in April. It features a modular design that stores energy for short power durations, 2 to 4 hours, or longer durations, 5 to 24 hours. The capital worth of $100 million raised will support the company's growth and develop EVX on a global scale. That's good news. That's good news. I hope this is one of those situations where they've raised money and there's been a lot of talk, but nothing happens of it. I hope this is not that situation. That's what I'm trying to say, right? I hope they actually do go ahead with this and build this, because if you build it, they will come. How many more times am I going to say that in this video? I don't really know, but this is what it looks like, right, from this angle. It's a behemoth. Behemoth. It's a behemoth to visually look at, isn't it? At first glance, the brick-dropping platform is looked upon as more as a trick than anything else. Nevertheless, if this ingenious idea materializes as planned, it will be a groundbreaking option to store energy. What do you think about this technology? Going back to this gravity light, if you want to support this company, then please do. They sell these things, but this is the newer version of what they sell. But yeah, like I said, it reminds me of cuckoo clocks and flywheels. If you guys like this video, we are on channel 2. We make daily videos on number 2. And of course, we're on channel 1 where we make travel films. God knows who knows when anymore, because we can't get out of the house anymore. But Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, at Tallboy Gareth. Today's been another live on air video. There we go. And I hope you guys had fun and learned something brand new. I hope to see you very, 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 very soon. See ya.